it's hard for people to stop doing stuff that they think is working, but isn't. You know, it's hard to, well, it's always worked before, so it's the way it's always been. And just because it's always been that way doesn't mean it's going to continue.
We've always done that.
Yep. Yeah.
We've always bought the yellow pages.
Yeah, somehow I don't think that's going to continue to work.
Welcome to the Marketing Expedition Podcast, an auditory journey through the latest in marketing, branding, and advertising. Now, here's your Marketing Expedition guide, Rhea Allen.
On this episode of the Marketing Expedition Podcast, it's my pleasure to get to speak with Tom Scott. He is a 50-year veteran of Idaho broadcasting, and Tom formed his own company at the start of the new century. And after almost 14 years at KTVB as the top billing electronic advertising executive in the state, Tom's solid reputation in the industry set the table well for his success in the agency business. He's experienced in all facets of broadcasting, dating back to his first days as a radio DJ and sports TV personality, and continuing with his ability to manage accounts with the integrity and reliability clients have come to expect. And he's extensively involved in the community. And Tom is the past president of the Boise Advertising Federation and has been the recipient of awards from the Idaho Press Tribune, Idaho Press Club, Idaho State Broadcasters Association, Idaho Advertising Federation, and American Advertising Federation. He's also a graduate of Boise State University with a BA in communication. And most recently, Tom Scott Agency has merged with Peppershock Media. And so we are so thrilled to have Tom and all of his experience join us at Peppershock, and with being able to serve his clients under the Peppershock umbrella now. That just happened in December of 2025. And so now it's my pleasure to get to speak with Tom and share his story and some things that he's doing now and taking care of goats of all things. So stay tuned for that. And we'll have more on Tom and our story of how we came together to be merged together under the Peppershock umbrella. So with that, it is now time for our Marketing Essentials moment, the basics that you need to help you continue to build your brand and your bottom line. And then we'll get into the interview. Today's topic, I think, is appropriate since we're talking about merging and buying another business and how our agency has grown because of that. And a lot of considerations and factors went into making sure that it was the right fit and our culture as our own marketing channel, and how the experience and what we want to be able to continue to do to retain, maintain, and then gain as a result of us merging and buying another agency. So I thought it would be fitting because I get to interview Tom Scott, and he is the agency that we just were able to merge and acquire. So just some things that we went through in the process of just making sure that we did our due diligence and making sure that it would be a good fit, and the employee that we were able to also gain as a result, making sure that we have trust and that we've got alignment with all the clarity and understanding with our clients too, new to us clients now, how we can make sure that our response times are going to be there, that they're going to be able to follow, what they've been used to, but also introducing new ideas and new ways of doing things too, and having their experience be consistent and not feel like they're, not going to be taken care of or anything like that. If anything, we've done everything to help make sure that the transitions are going well. That we're meeting every one of the new faces to us, and that they get to meet us and go through that process so that it feels less worrisome or anything like that. Because we want to make sure that the trust is there and that, everything is consistent and there's not so much change that it makes them unnerving. So, but yeah, it's been good to really get to know the new to us clients. Some of them have been Tom's clients for years and years and years, which is really cool that he trusted us to, help take these on so that he can eventually enjoy his retirement years as they come. But yeah, I mean, essentially just unifying the culture between both agencies. And believe it or not, there's some clients that he went after in his agency that we went after in ours, and he won some, we won some, or maybe we took some from him, maybe he took some from us. And so it's been kind of a fun ride to go through that, and then have him show up to one of our marketing events and, say that he comes in peace. We'll share a little more about that in the story. But we also want to make sure that our processes, the tools that we're using are understandable and that can, be used by everybody and understood, and processes followed by all, and what the communication cadence may be, and, timelines and how they did things, how we do things, and how we're, moving forward to do things. We've learned some things from him. We've introduced some new ideas and new things too. And then also just keeping sure that all of the people that Tom's worked with, we can still continue to work with and keep those relationships solid. Just making sure that we're not dropping the ball or doing anything that is going to damage those relationships. So it's been fun. It's been busy. It's been helpful. It's also a great growth strategy for us to now essentially over in one night have new employee and new clients all within signing of the agreement, right? So anyway, if you're ever in that position, we did some research and just wanted to figure out what kind of questions to ask and what kind of, things that we would need to know, and how to go about, valuing and understanding the valuation, and having a good lawyer to write up a contract or an agreement, and, all the things to consider, because we've never bought a business before. So we didn't know what we were doing until we did it. So, I think if you're in a business situation where you can, be able to buy another business, it is, the benefits of that is now you've suddenly grown your client base, your all of the things that come with that. So anyway, just lots of things to consider as we went through this process, and so far so good. I think things are coming together, and I guess I don't know what I don't know, but I feel like it's going well. And just making sure that we are, having our response times helpful, and that we've got, our project manager in line with what her needs are and what the client needs are, all the things that we're doing to integrate and update and upgrade, and new processes, new tools. There's new tools every day. It seems like new ways to do things every day. And so just integrating all of those and finding what's going to work best, right? And not to get too overwhelmed with all of the things that we're wanting to deliver and do. So anyway, with that, I am excited for you to hear from Tom and I. He got to come into the podcast, Peppershock podcast, Poderific studio, I should say. And we got to talk face to face, eyeball to eyeball. So enjoy his story. Welcome to the Marketing Expedition podcast. I'm your host, Rhea Allen. I'm the president and CEO of Peppershock Media and the founder of the Marketing Expedition community. And today's guest, it's my pleasure to have Tom Scott in the Poderific Peppershock studio. Welcome, Tom.
Thanks, Ray. I've been looking forward to this.
Excellent. Well, first of all, let's just give a wonderful history of who you are and what you're doing now. And we'll dive into a whole bunch of fun, exciting things that we're doing and working on together. But give just a kind of a brief history so that people who don't know who you are can learn a little bit more about you and what makes you so awesome, Tom.
Thank you. Well, I was born in I got my first radio job right out of high school, age of 17 at KFXD, right here in Nampa. Well, out on Amity Road.
Yeah, Amity Road. Yeah,
Amity Road, south of Meridian, and was there for 9 years. It was the funnest time.
Yeah,
it was in the 70s. When radio was something else, and it was so much fun. Then I segued over to TV sports director at Channel 6 and then Channel 2. And then I segued into advertising at Channel 7 in 1986. And since I was there, they said, well, since you're here and with your sports background, do you want to do the color on the football games? Sure. Do you want to co-host the coaches shows on Sunday night? Yeah, sure. So I did double duty at Channel 7 for 14 years.
NBC affiliate, the Peacock.
Peacock, the local NBC affiliate in Boise. And then at the end of the 90s, 1999.
Party like it's 1999.
Yeah, exactly. I
Y2K.
was strategized like it's 1999. And I thought, I could do this for all forms of advertising, not just TV. And I was helping small businesses and medium-sized businesses at Channel 7, so I could do it for all forms of advertising. So I formed my agency on January 1st, 2000.
Okay.
Y2K. The lights stayed on. Nothing happened.
Right.
And so...
just a bunch of fireworks shows all across the world. Yeah.
Exactly.
I know. I was directing news that night at
were
Channel
you?
12.
Yeah.
So we all both have TV background. But yeah, so while you were at 7, I was at 12 and directing news. And the first one that hit was Sydney, Australia. And nothing was wrong.
That's exactly what I was going to bring up. I was at a party, and the TVs were on, and so here's Sydney in the Opera House, and everything going. Look,
nothing happened.
And going around the world, and it was great.
And then our station was downtown Boise, Idaho, near the depot, the train depot, and they had like whatever those balloons, the hot air balloons were lighting up, and fireworks, and parties, and I just remember like, oh, that was such a letdown.
Oh, I know.
I thought everything was going to turn off.
We had all our batteries and all of our, jugs of water. We were not ready, but we thought we were.
So you kicked off Tom Scott Agency or Tom Scott Communication Shop at the time, right?
I called it Tom Scott Communication Shop, and my colleagues said, let's call it Tom Scott Agency.
Oh,
that's
okay,
better than I always thought Tom Scott Communication Shop was kind of cute.
Right. And so walk us through that though. Like, who was your first client?
Well, one of them, I started with like 8 clients that I had worked with before, and one of them was Pastry Perfection.
Okay.
And so they have been with me and now with Peppershock all the way through. Pastry Perfection is a bakery in Boise. Been in business since 1983. And they've been a joy to work with. So that was
and continue. I mean, they've got to be your longest client that now we get to work with at Peppershock.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's amazing. So I guess we should fill people in. December 1st, 2025, Tom and Tom Scott Agency merged with Peppershock Media, and so as a result, we have our new senior project manager, Kim, and then of course Tom consulting and doing the non-ownership roles really now.
Right. Yeah, I'm enjoying it.
I know. The first thing you said to me is, I don't have to do bookkeeping anymore.
I know, no more invoicing. Let Drew do it.
Oh, I know. Yeah. And we're getting a bookkeeper. I have an interview today. Whew, fingers crossed that we can hire. But so I want to share this story because so Peppershock's been putting on these word of mouth mixers once a month, and our good friend Adrian Esposito at Washington Federal Bank allowed us to host at their location, and in comes walking Tom, and I'm like, what is Tom doing here? He's like my competitor. Like, why are you at one of my events? Come on, what's happening?
Yeah, and Adrienne was in a networking group. And so she was telling everyone at the networking group about the word of mouth mixer coming up, and this was back in June.
Yeah.
And so it's on June, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And she was talking to me, you should go. It's really fun. They do a great job, Peppershock. And I went, well, I'm kind of a competitor with Ray.
I mean,
with Ray.
We've kind of exchanged clients a couple times, right? There's a couple different clients that you had that we got, and vice versa.
Right.
That you won that we were after.
Yeah. And so I said, I'm a competitor. It wouldn't be. And then I went, ding, because I had been kind of plotting a course for a while. Yeah. And a couple of things had presented themselves, and I thought, that's not going to work. The clients won't like this. Yeah. And Kim Saucerman won't like this, and it would blow up. Yeah. And then I thought, Peppershock, they would be a good fit for my clients because they do the same things that we do on a grander scale. They have a deeper staff than we do. And so I decided I was going to the word of mouth mixer, and I could read Ray's face. Yeah, I could tell exactly what was going on. What are you doing here? So I come in peace.
That's exactly what he said. I come in peace.
Right. I said we need to have lunch, and then you kind of figured out where I was going, and so we worked on it for many months and came to fruition, and it's been awesome.
Yeah, so far so good. Fingers crossed that we can maintain, retain, and then gain, right? That's the idea.
Now, is that retain RMG?
Oh, sure. Maybe we can go with that. Retain, maintain, gain, or gain,
that could
maintain,
be part
gain.
of your, when you speak to groups, you can do the RMG.
I can do the RMG. I already have the 3 C's, coffee, conference, call, cocktails to follow up, right?
You have some R's, don't you?
Reconnect, ratings, rankings, reviews, referrals, and then rewards. And those are my 5 R's that I say to help accelerate and fuel word of mouth marketing. So good job. Good memory.
Yeah. So on December 1st, it became effective, and I've been helping out the past couple of months, and so I'm a senior consultant now, and I'm happily at Peppershock today.
That's right. And the beautiful thing about this is it's so great because you can still go out and help drum up new business, and it doesn't necessarily have to rely all on Drew and I to do. And now, because you know how to gain business, that's really exciting too. And you've already brought us a new client that we get to work with because of your efforts. So thank you for that.
Yeah, hopefully more.
I mean, and plus all of the clients that you had then now are on board too. And then of course, Kim as our senior project manager, which thank goodness she decided to stay on board because otherwise I don't know how we could do it all.
Well, I know. And it just wouldn't, it may not have worked. If Kim hadn't been part of it.
We wanted that her, for sure. Yeah.
That was the idea.
That's the first thing she said. Do you guys want me? I'm like, absolutely, we need to.
Right. Yeah. So that was a key piece of the puzzle.
Absolutely. And now you get to spend a little extra time at home with your goats and your family. Tell us a little bit about your day. You just were sharing earlier before we started recording.
I was working on a retaining wall this morning before I came over to Peppershock.
Yeah.
We have a little urban farm in northwest Boise, and my wife Beth and I, and we have. Right now we have 5 goats.
Oh,
we have three adult goats and 2 baby goats. Yeah. The baby goats were born on December 20th, and so that's an odd time for goats to be born. It's usually in the spring, but this goat that we were given happened to be pregnant and due in December. Okay. So we're going, what if it happens in the middle of the night and it's 21 degrees and we would have lost him. I mean, and we were just cold. Mentally prepared for that. But as it was, December 20th was one of those mild December days that we've had this winter.
This winter's been bizarrely
so it's
warm.
45 degrees at noon, and that's when they were born, and everything was fine. And they are really cute.
I saw pictures. They're adorable.
Oh yeah, they jump. I mean, they jump up on the monitor.
Oh, yeah.
But they've been sold, so we'll have them about a month longer until they're kind of weaned off mama. But there will be more. Okay. There will be more.
More goats.
And we also have 3 chickens, and we have a cat, and then we will probably have a couple of sheep this summer. Although with 3 adult goats, we may not need the sheep to mow the pasture. Okay. So we'll see how that goes.
We'll see. Yeah. Well, let's go on a marketing journey together. Your years of experience in some of the creative and clients that you've served and things that you've done. We have a wealth of knowledge from you that we're doing knowledge transfer. But I want to ask you, what are some memorable campaigns, memorable client campaigns that just automatically pop up in your mind?
Ooh, I wish you had prepped me for that. I'll have to come up with that.
This makes it candid and authentic, Tom.
Yes, exactly. Well, at Channel 7, we had some cool campaigns. Swim and Run Shop comes to mind. They no longer exist. They were downtown, and then they were on Fairview. And
I remember them being on Fairview. I purchased a swimsuit from them off season because I was going to Mexico and I needed a swimsuit, but you can't find a swimsuit anywhere except there. So
it was great. Nina Shelton was the owner, and the late Nina Shelton, and she was really involved in the swim team. Yeah, and so that's how it started. She was selling swimsuits out of her trunk to swim teams, and then she decided to open the swim and run shop, and we did a lot of funky things with them. One of them was kind of a rhyme, and it had kind of a Dr. Seuss feel to it. A rhyming spot, and then we got a letter, a cease and desist letter from the Dr. Seuss people. And that was fine. I mean, we were proud that we got a cease and desist. Boy, it was
somebody
that
was paying
good.
attention.
Yeah, it was that good. And then we would just make things work for them production wise. Yeah. And so I hand drew like 15 swimsuits with colored markers, and then we put them on an easel in the studio and we dissolved between them, and so that one was fun. Then one of our really, I feel, good success stories is Optimist Youth Football, which is now one of Peppershock's clients, because they were probably, I'm thinking 10 years ago. They came to us, and when they would do their campaigns for sign-ups, it was always, football. And I said, well, are we really trying to reach that crowd, or we're trying to reach moms who are
the ones that take their kids to football practice every day or week?
and who want to know what the safety protocols are, which are tremendous with Optimist Youth Football. Good. And
heads up football, right?
Right. Exactly. And then the benefits of teamwork and camaraderie and life's lessons and all that. And so we completely changed the focus, and their numbers really grew. And
I was a part of that. My oldest son played Optimist football, and I remember that field and going out there. It's a beautiful field in the middle of nowhere.
You mean the one in Boise?
Yeah.
Northwest Boise. It's very close to our house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
With the goats. And I got you. And you're right. Like, that was definitely a concern as a mom, right? You want to make sure that your kid's not going to get hurt, or, and they probably could, but at least that they're thinking about safety first. Yeah.
Oh, they have a great relationship with St. Al's. There's a medical on site at all events for Optimist Youth Football, and the equipment has improved tremendously. They have a program now called Flex Football, which is a cross between flag football and tackle, where it's got light padding and light helmets, and it teaches kids the fundamentals of tackle football in a very safe and transitional way.
Nice.
But their numbers increased even through the pandemic, and so we were really proud of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes just making that shift into who you're targeting and who you're going after, and the messaging, right? You wouldn't say the same thing to the moms as you would to, the guys that would want their kids to play football. It's very different. And the channels that you would put, on TV and radio, and now in this case on connected TV and streaming that we're doing, and very different message for both sets of targets, for sure.
Yeah, and you bring that up, up stream TV, etc. Yeah. When I started, January 1st, 2000, Y2K.
Yeah, Y2K.
Y2K. It was all traditional radio, traditional TV, billboards, newspapers, some direct mail, and it seemed so easy back then, didn't it? I mean, gosh.
And then we started before Facebook even was invented, and kind of before the Google AdWords took off, and it was traditional media. You had the buys, and you knew what you're doing, where you're going, and that's pretty much the options you had.
Right.
Maybe movie theater advertising, but there really wasn't a whole lot of places to go.
Right.
Like there is now.
And then in not so many years, digital, attacked. And so now you have digital everything. I mean, we still use some traditional because there are still eyeballs and ears there.
Yeah.
But, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, TikTok. Well, you can rattle them off. Go ahead, rattle them off.
Yeah, all of the above. TikTok and Snapchat, all the things. And I was telling my students, I'm also teaching at College of Idaho and Boise State now, and I was telling my students the other day, the average household home with two parents, 2 kids, 2-car garage have 16 different devices on average in their home, and probably even more, on the upside and maybe less on the downside, but 16 different devices. I mean, even your refrigerator can have a smart device now.
Right.
You can have an advertising on your refrigerator if it, got really good at it. And so, digital, every space, every place, and find me, follow me. You can be listening to Spotify in your car or at the gym. You can see an ad on the screen at the gym, and now you're going to go in your car, you're going to hear it on Spotify if you don't pay for the premium or, any other platform that's out there. You're going to hear it. And then you're going to be able to ask your car certain questions, and it's going to give you answers based on, the ads that are the ways that people are using generative AI now to be in the results of when you ask these devices questions. And then you're going to go home and you're going to see it on the big screen, and you may have your cell phone in front of you, you have your iPad or your laptop in front of you while watching the big screen.
And that ad will follow you.
It will follow
right,
you.
Yes.
It'll follow you wherever you go.
Right.
That's what we can do now.
There's some creepiness involved there, but they're...
Yeah, well, we can do it. I mean, we can get down to, Drew's just telling me, like, if we had an email address of somebody that we wanted to make sure had the ad, and if their information is, out there available, we could make sure an ad actually gets seen by that person. It's crazy. It's crazy.
It's down to that.
Yep.
So talk about targeting.
Yeah.
One person.
You can target one person. Yeah.
Right.
One person. Yeah. So if somebody's really wanting that job and make sure your name and resume get in front of that person, you could do it.
Right.
It might be kind of expensive for that, but hey, it could work.
Yeah. If that's all you want to do,
if all you want to do,
it's worth it.
It's totally worth it.
Right.
Yeah. No, it was, it's, there's obviously a margin of error because people may put in like false emails or false information, but a lot of people who provide their first party data themselves, where they fill out a form and information, then those people can be targeted in ideally all opt-in way, right? With permission.
Yes, right.
But
above board. Yes.
And allowing the cookies, allowing the, the people to have the ability to follow you on your IP address. Yeah, all of that is open game for marketers.
It's amazing. Yeah.
For sure.
Want to start a podcast but don't know where to begin? At Poderific, we don't just produce podcasts, we help you create auditory experiences that will captivate your audience. Our state-of-the-art podcast recording studio, powered by Peppershock Media, is designed for creators like you. Record with high-quality equipment supported by our expert team, and distribute your podcast across major platforms like Apple and Spotify. Whether you're launching your first episode or you're a seasoned podcaster, we got you covered. Visit Poderific.com today to learn how we can help you produce, record, and share your story with the world. Your podcast deserves to be Poderific.
Okay. Let's think about another campaign, maybe something recently that that you had that's kind of come top of mind to you, that was something that you did for a client that is maybe something that we can go on a journey with and marketing perspective.
Well, NIL.
Yeah.
Name, image, and likeness became a thing on July 1st, 2021, just 4.5 years ago.
That's all it was. Wow.
All of this has happened in just 4.5 years.
Yeah.
And the Supreme Court told the NCAA you can't restrict players or student athletes from making money off their name, image, and likeness.
Yeah.
So everything became legal on July 1st, 2021. And very quickly, the SEC schools found all the loopholes in it, and there were these huge numbers being thrown around. But originally, at Boise State, it worked the way it was supposed to work, where you have a player who represents a local business and does some commercials and does some personal appearances and gets compensated for it. And so in the first year, for Pastry Perfection, we developed a relationship with Tyson Degenhardt, the Boise State basketball star. He was just finishing his freshman year, and
Perfect
Boise
timing.
State. Well, exactly.
Yeah.
And I'd like to take credit for the Degenhardt Dozen, but it was actually the idea of Mike Walsh, who was the director of NIL at Boise State that first year. And he emailed Pastry Perfection and suggested it.
Nice.
You know, what a Degenhardt Dozen, 12 of Tyson's favorite donuts, and what do you think? You know, and so the owners, Mike and Brent Curry, showed me the email. What do you think of this? What is this? And I said, well, Tyson Degenhardt is going to be the face of the basketball program for the next 3 years.
Yeah.
Let's find out more about it. And the dollars worked. And so Tyson came down to the bakery, and he was just an absolutely great guy.
And he signed
he came down to the bakery to meet Mike and Brent first, you know, and what can we do? And here's what we're thinking. And so he did commercials, radio and TV commercials, and it was always whenever you need me, I'll check my schedule and I'll be there. And he always was.
Good.
And he did 2 autograph signings per year.
Cool.
Where he'd come down. They had a cardboard cutout of him. They had, you know, the bakery was all decorated. They had cookies with his face on them, and he'd sign autographs and take pictures. And the twist that we added was if you bought a Degenhardt Dozen, 12 of Tyson's favorite donuts, it was 4 chocolate sprinkles, 4 maple bars, and 4 glazed.
You're making me hungry.
I know. And they were
good.
popular. Then you got a free autographed Tyson Degenhardt basketball card.
Nice.
And the basketball card part, I mean, I grew up with trading cards. So I could design one in my sleep. And so it's a really authentic looking trading card with his stats on the back and all of that. And then I'd give a stack of them to Tyson, and he'd sign them. And they had them in the drawer at the counter and would hand them out. And then the great thing about Tyson and his family is his grandparents would come down from Spokane to watch games, and they would go to Pastry Perfection and buy a bunch of Degenhardt Dozens. And there was a game last year, about a year ago, his senior year, and it was a CBS game, a national CBS game. I think it was San Diego State in Extra Mile Arena. And before the game, he goes down to Pastry Perfection, gets a Degenhardt Dozen, and takes them to the play-by-play team. Clark Kellogg, I can't remember who was doing color that day, but Clark Kellogg, one of their the big national CBS announcers. And so
great opportunity.
And it ended up on the telecast, and so it was really fun.
That was a good partnership, and especially when the athlete engages, I really feel like that's the whole part of what needs to happen with an NIL deal is where they are fully engaged and support the brand that they're supporting, right? Yeah, I know my son got a small little NIL deal with a clothing line, and so that was fun for the moment that it lasted.
Right. And it's harder to do now for small and medium-sized businesses because last summer, revenue sharing became legal, where schools could share revenue with players. So all the players are paid now.
It's crazy.
And so these small relationships aren't that big a deal anymore.
Not anymore.
You know, they're not. They're just.
Yeah, I mean, from the athlete's perspective, I can see it benefiting because being a college athlete is a full-time job.
Yes.
In full-time school. But full-time, I mean, I just remember my son being in the gym like twice a day early in the morning, and, you know, he's doing his weightlifting. He's now watching film. He's at football practice. He's back in the gym, you know, doing all the things, meanwhile eating like 8 meals a day because he's a big boy, but O-line. And I just was like, when do you have time to do anything else? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like crazy how much they spend.
Yeah. And people can decry the the ruination of college sports. And, there's some truth to that, but supply...
recruitment, right? I mean, how much are you going to pay me? Oh, this other college is going to pay me more? Oh, well, yeah. And then the transfer portal too.
Right.
I mean, there's now, people wanting to get into the transfer portal. It kind of just damages the team camaraderie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, maybe somebody else is going to go pay me more, so I'm going to leave. And that's like damaging to the team. You're right.
Boise State's been very fortunate in the transfer portal. They Boise State football has not lost very many frontline players to the transfer portal. Good. And one in particular stayed a couple of years ago. You may remember his name, Ashton Genty. Ashton Genty, who could have commanded so much money at an NCC school, but he stayed at Boise State for his final year, and that was a big deal.
That was a big deal.
But maybe it would even be different for him now. Even 2 years later, maybe it would be different for him.
It could have been. He, was the second in getting the Heisman, nomination. So who knows if it would have changed anything? Maybe not. Maybe so. I don't know. But we're happy that he stayed.
It was when you look, it's just a little over a year ago. But when you look back on that season, now it was 12-2 college football playoff quarterfinals.
Right.
I mean, when will that happen again? Yeah. Will it happen again? That was pretty special.
Yeah. Well, and we caught Ashton at the right time because now there's a sandwich named after him at one of our clients' restaurants.
Yeah. At the James on Broadway. They have the Ashton Genty sandwich.
Yeah.
And so he made this arrangement with the James, and they paid him in gift cards.
Yes.
And it was a great deal for the James. They didn't pay thousands of dollars to Ashton Genty. They paid him gift cards. And Ashton would take the gift cards and put them in the lockers of his offensive linemen.
Yes, as a thank you for making,
He knew who buttered his bread.
That's right. Well, and it even turned into a news story.
Yeah.
And got all kinds of traction that way. I mean, that's just the residual side effect of doing deals like that, to where you can get a lot more publicity as a result. So,
Yeah. So, I mean, there are still good NIL opportunities, but you have to be kind of a bigger business than you used to be now, unfortunately.
Small fish. You have to be a little bit bigger of a fish to afford it now, because the players are accustomed to more now.
Right.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. But it's always helpful, though, when you do have a player that cares and that will show up and be participatory. So that's awesome. Yeah.
Tyson Degenhart was that guy.
Yeah, that's great. Well, I appreciate that story, because I think that just finding new ways, clever ways, creative ways to get your brand out there. And now, we talked about how in traditional, there's a handful of methods, and now there's so many ways to get your message out, and so many ways that you have to cut through the clutter to make sure that you are standing out and being able to get the message across to the right people at the right time, and maybe even multiple times, 16 times on all the different devices.
Didn't it used to be 3?
3 to 5.
Yeah.
Now I think
16.
Yeah, it's like so many more times to get in front of people, to hear your brand over and over again, to where they even acknowledge that they've even heard of it before.
Right.
Yeah, it's a lot. I know the other thing I was telling my students too is, on average, I asked them, how many ads a day do you think, or brands a day, are you exposed to? And, people guessed 200. Nope. Keep going. 500. Nope. Keep going. We looked it up. It's over 4,000 a day that we are all exposed to. And if you think about all those devices,
you see whether it registers to you or not.
Exactly.
That's what you see.
That's how many you see. Right. Over 4,000 ads or brands a day. And they couldn't believe it. And I was like, well, think about it, right? And even if you're in the bathroom, the pee posters on the wall, right? To advertise a brand while you're going to the bathroom, right?
Right.
Or even, if you open up different... what am I trying to say? They have partnerships with different brands. Like on Oreo cookies, they were promoting a movie. And so that's another brand, and 2 brands in the same time.
Right.
So you're just getting all these different collaborations and partnerships of brand exposure in so many different ways. And really that's the secret, is trying to find the right way to get in front of people, and the right reach, the right frequency, and just continuously working at it to get in there. And what happened last year may not happen, or what worked last year may not work this year, right? I mean, it's just an ongoing science.
and budgets are so wildly different.
Yes,
And you guys are really good at taking a budget and figuring out what to do with it to make it work. If it's small, all right, then we're going to funnel it here and funnel it here, and you can still get results.
Ideally, that's always the goal, right? To get results. And if we're not, then we look at what to stop, start, keep, or tweak doing, and why.
Yeah.
We always, when we work with clients, they always have a whole bunch of things to start doing and never anything to stop doing. So I'm like, okay, if you want to do a number of these things, what are you going to stop doing? Because otherwise, unless you give me an unlimited budget, we're not going to be able to start all of these things. And sometimes it's hard for people to stop doing stuff that they think is working, but isn't. You know, it's hard to, well, it's always worked before, so it's the way it's always been. And just because it's always been that way doesn't mean it's going to continue.
We've always done that.
Yep. Yeah.
We've always bought the yellow pages.
Yeah, somehow I don't think that's going to continue to work anymore.
They still exist though, right?
Oh my gosh, my grandma, she's 86 now. The last time I had seen a phone book in years. Well, the thing is, it's only teeny tiny, where it used to be super thick. And I'll be honest, I think the last time I used a phone book, it was to up on my upper shelf. I wanted to prop up my plant so that you could see it better, because the shelf was kind of indented. So the phone book made a really good plant holder.
I haven't seen one. They're not delivered anymore. But I think they still exist. Yeah.
Well, you know, I used to have the rep that would come around and try to sell us ads. And every year it just got smaller and smaller and smaller with our clients, and to the point of like, hey, you know what? I haven't seen the rep around anymore. Well, we're not really doing any more yellow page ads.
Right.
And that, I mean, kind of, shifted, because now you can just look up the number online and get what you need.
Yeah. And the yellow pages used to be the easy answer to, where did you find out about us?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the yellow pages. Well, and that never was really the case, because they would say yellow pages, but they looked in the yellow pages, and here's the name of the business. Oh, I've heard of them. Oh, I know who they are. I'll call them. And there's a reason that they've heard of them, and there's a reason that they're familiar with that brand.
Yeah.
They've seen them elsewhere, but they just said the yellow pages.
Yep.
But in the old days, they've seen their TV spots, or they've heard their radio spots, or they've seen their newspaper ads, and now they've seen their Instagram ads, and oh, I know who they are.
Yeah, and QR codes. I think COVID really lent a good hand in the use of QR codes now with menus and things like that. And so I feel like that's becoming more commonplace for people to have QR codes to be able to track things, which is nice, because then you know if it is an ad in a traditional space. I mean, in Super Bowl, there was all kinds of commercials with QR codes in them, I noticed, but they're always gone too fast. I'm like, oh, I want my phone out.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the strategy. Keep the QR code up for pretty much the entire time that you have the 30 seconds.
I'm not a big fan of Ticketmaster's tickets. Because it's
QR
so easy.
Well, scanning.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's so easy to get lost.
On your phone,
I'm coming across like an old guy now, but
well, and you're right, because like usually at a ticketed event like that, a lot of Wi-Fi is being used,
right?
And so it took my phone forever to pull up the ticket,
right,
to be able to do it, and now I think you can just store it in your wallet or whatever. But we missed the first part of the concert that Lainey Wilson, we missed that first part of the concert, and we were so bummed because we just had to sit there and wait for our phones to freaking populate the Ticketmaster, and it was not fun.
And then you have to get an error message. You have to start over.
Yeah, and, exactly. And
what's my password?
Oh yeah,
what's my password?
Yeah, that's not fun. I know. I kind of do miss the paper tickets. Well, and the thing is every concert I ever went to, I'd always keep the ticket stub.
Right.
Well, now how am I supposed to do that? And it's all digital.
I know. Yeah, and
yeah.
I kept the important ones. I have the important ticket stubs.
Well, there you go. Yeah. And now we can't. I guess we can like screenshot it. I don't know. It's not the same.
No.
Who's going to do that, right?
That doesn't go in a scrapbook.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
Digital
I guess
scrapbook,
the memories,
yeah.
Sure.
Right.
I guess there's memories to be made, but
Right,
yeah.
right.
I know those are fun. But you go back and look at the memories that you kind of, when you look at the ticket stubs, you can go back and be like, oh yeah, I remember that. Do you remember that when we did that? And those types of things. And now we don't get that anymore.
Now I'm going to age myself here.
Okay.
I had a ticket stub from a Beatles concert.
Ooh.
And
that could be worth money.
I know. And I lost it. I don't know how I lost it because I thought I knew exactly where it was.
Yeah.
And it's been, 20 years since I saw it.
Oh.
But the price, it was at the Cow Palace in San Francisco.
Fun.
And the price was $4.50.
$4.50. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, to see the Beatles. So
could you imagine what it would be right now if they were here and we could go to a Beatles concert?
You saw the Super Bowl
Yeah.
tickets were costing $4,000 on average.
Yeah.
So imagine what a Beatles concert transposed into 2026 would be.
Yeah, I think the easiest or cheapest way to see the Super Bowl is to be a tree in the football field.
Yeah, the trees.
Those are volunteers. Yeah.
Were they volunteers? Bad Bunny's trees?
I think so.
Were they?
I mean, so Drew and I worked with a guy that is in charge of managing the stage, and because we had him when we did Great Northwest Outdoor Expo, he came and helped kind of place everything when we did this giant expo at the Fort Idaho Center, and we had rock jeeps that would climb rocks. We created a duck pond, actually put water in made a pond, and so there's that. And then there was duck dog competition, and there was archery. There was all these things. Anyway, the whole property was filled with activities, and anyway, so Doug told us that people will volunteer to. So all the dancers and all the people out there, they're actually volunteers to help move in and out of the stage parts, in and out quickly. Right. Because, they have 13 minutes to do it all, right? And so all of those stage-hands want to volunteer because, A, they get, into the Super Bowl, but they don't actually get to watch the Super Bowl because they're preparing and,
they're right, they're down the
right
tunnels,
there. But at least they get to be in the experience. And we always thought, maybe it would be cool to go volunteer and do that, but then we wouldn't get to watch it. So I don't know if I'd like that or not, but
I'm wondering what good those trees would have done as stagehands.
Right. Well, they
couldn't
they
lift anything.
They just had to be, yeah. But I thought it was pretty clever so that they could waddle out and waddle in and, didn't have to plant the trees, So some people didn't realize that they were people behind them.
Right.
Yeah.
That was good.
Fun. Did you have you looked up how much it was to do a 30-second commercial in the Super Bowl?
8 million.
It was 8.2 million.
8.2 million.
Yeah. What was your favorite Super Bowl commercial? What did you like the most?
I didn't see that many this year. I guess the Duncan spot was okay, but
Did you see the Budweiser with the eagle?
Oh yeah.
And the horse? Yeah.
Okay,
that was my favorite.
That was good.
I love that. Yeah, that was.
But
nice.
they were kind of disappointing overall. And,
a lot of AI generated stuff.
The AI. I wasn't excited about that.
Yeah.
And the AI companies. Never heard of any of them.
Yeah.
And so they're spending $8.2 million. And how are they going to follow up on that?
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess Apple did okay in 1984. But gosh.
Well, and it was the Apple Music halftime show. And so that was interesting for the brand. Because it used to be Pepsi halftime, and they kind of pulled out. But Pepsi did have the bears, the polar bears,
that was good.
Go against. So Coca-Cola's follow up to that was, it was just a dream. They were just having a dream, and so it was a bad dream or something like that. It was funny, and I loved how they did the Coldplay, kiss cam with the polar bears, and they got caught drinking Pepsi.
Yeah. Okay.
That was cute. It was
a lot of dot connecting on that spot.
Yes, for sure. Well, and just pop culture, right? And a lot of it was interesting because a lot of the commercials had music from my era of growing up in the 90s, like the Backstreet Boys and NSYNC and like all these kind of icons. And I was like, wow, they really are targeting the middle-aged, female to get interested in this. It's just like, wow.
Yeah, if you think about the target and Bad Bunny being the halftime show, they're trying to get down into the lower demos.
Yes,
and
younger age
and successfully, and they're really working hard, as you have said.
Yeah.
You're working with the National Student Advertising Competition of Boise State, and the project is the NFL. Tell us more.
Yes. Yeah. Well, that is really interesting because one of the targets they want for the case study. So my students have to basically create a campaign and do a plans book and then a presentation as a pitch. And the judges in our district will decide who, goes on to semifinals and finals for the American Advertising Federation. And yes, one of the demos that they are calling for in the case study, without giving away too much because, it's a competition, but is Latina female under anywhere between 13 and 18, or even, I can't quite remember exactly the demo there, but they want younger, casual viewers to get more engaged, and it's all about health and wellness, and it's about all these things. So definitely the heartthrob of Bad Bunny during the halftime. I mean, that's hitting their target for sure. That they're wanting to attract to have more engagement, because a lot of the Latina community is definitely into what they call football, right? Soccer,
right? And
so they want to kind of transition and have people even more interested in NFL. And I think that there's a lot to be said about being able to capture their attention at a young age. And I think they did a good job of that.
They did. Hence the regular season games in Mexico City.
Yeah.
And all over the world. I mean, the really NFL cool is putting its thumbprint on everything.
Yep.
Right.
They're wanting to have a global audience rather than just the United States audience, really. So yeah, it's out there for sure.
Yeah, so far so good.
So far so good.
If you want to put it that way.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Tom, I would love for you to maybe just give some final thoughts and words of wisdom for our listeners who are marketers, they're students, they're entrepreneurs. If you had anything to say to them as they go through their marketing journeys, what would you say?
I would say be open to new ideas at all times, and then in communicating with clients and people that you're going to serve, be a good person and call them by name and get to know them and listen, and good things will happen.
That is one thing about you and your business that I have learned is you did everything through a handshake. And, now kind of the sign of the times, everything has to be somewhat in writing, but you did. And people always had wonderful things to say. Yeah, Tom's a great guy and he's good to do business with. And he, so I appreciate that you've trusted us to take on the clients that you've had, and hope that we can carry that handshake forward always with them.
It's a great fit. It's a great fit. So I'm happy to be here. Yeah,
me too. Well, thank you, Tom, for your time today and getting away from the goats to come and share with us.
I got to go back now, and what do I got to do?
The retaining wall or whatever it is, right? Your honey-do list now that you can do.
Yes, I do.
But you'll still be out working with us for the next couple of years and doing some community outreach and networking. And, you came to Word of Mouth Mixer. Thank you. I didn't really get a chance to talk to you because there were so many people there. It was amazing.
It was great.
It was a good turnout, yeah.
And I'll probably be back in this studio sometime in the near future.
That's right.
Doing the Scottslant. Somehow. Yeah. We don't know exactly what that's going to look like, but it's a great idea.
We're going to produce the Scottslant podcast.
Yes, here in this room.
That's right here in the Poderific Peppershock studio, or whatever we're calling it. Yeah,
I love it. Yeah.
Yes. Well, thank you so much, Tom, for all of your wisdom, and I'm learning a lot from you, and I love that. Even though we've been in business for 20 years, it doesn't mean that we can't learn new things, even from those who've been there and walked through all of the journeys that you have. So I appreciate it.
I feel the same way.
Yeah. Yeah, excellent. Well, and with that, the best thing that you can do to help both Tom and I and share this out with those that you know that need to hear what Tom had to say today, and give us a review. Reviews are like gold, right, Tom?
Right.
That's right.
5-star, 5-star.
5-star review. And with that, everyone, thank you for joining us and enjoy your marketing journey.
Thanks for listening to the Marketing Expedition podcast. Want to continue the journey? Don't miss out on new episodes. Subscribe on iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music, or wherever you get your podcasts. Wouldn't it be great if there was one place you can go to get all the latest information and tips about marketing and advertising? The Marketing Expedition community is that place. People like you gather in our online community to build relationships with others and find the latest marketing trends, tactics, tools, and technology. We help you build your brand and your bottom line. Start your adventure today. Visit themarketingexpedition.com to find out more.